Hello, everybody. Welcome in today to the stream. And we will be talking about the Bears at the San Francisco 49ers today. A couple of predictions here and what we think is going to happen. Um, I don't know if I'm going to have someone join to make their prediction as well. Um, but their prediction for now is most likely going to be on the Bears side. But the Bears are 11-4, and Ben Johnson coming into town, making things better and cleaning it up for him. And now a couple of things I just want to say is like I feel like the Bears are just making things happen because you know they feel confidence in themselves and things like that, and just able to go out there and do their jobs and feel confident and know and trust in their coaches and their other players as well to get the job done as well. So I think that covers that portion. We're gonna show a couple of highlights from this season to just show you guys. Both teams are really good. Niners had some little chippy wins up in there somewhere. Um, but that's okay. And so did the Bears, but the Bears, like, it's more like for the Bears, it's more like fourth quarter comeback type stuff, um, and things like that. But we will have a post game show the day after Bears at the San Francisco 49ers. Um, so Niners do not have Brandon Ayuk. He quit. Um, but Yeah, so he didn't quit, or he did. Sorry, he quit. And yeah, and we just have a couple more things. Let me just show you some of these things coming up here. We will be back.
17, two playoff-bound teams still vying for the number one seed, San Francisco 49ers at home on a 5-game win streak.
Picked off the other way, D. Winters, and he is gone. And this game's going to belong to San Francisco.
They welcome the current number 2 seed in the NFC, the Rope-A-Dope Bears. Chicago having won 7 of their last 8. If their season was a movie, no NFL fan would buy it. All those things would never happen to one team in 1 year.
Try the onside kick. It's laying around. Got to pick it up. And it's loose on the ground. Who's going to get it? Oh, the Bears have it. Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Unbelievable.
It's like they can't help but play the Ali card. Caleb Williams just sitting back on the ropes, taking punches, missing passes all night, but so hard to actually put away, then all of a sudden, he's landing every punch he throws.
Williams, pressure, throwing, corner, has a man. It is caught. Touchdown, Janae Walker. Unbelievable!
Hits your defense with a barrage of roundhouses, and your team goes from 99% odds of winning the game, which is what Green Bay was looking at last week, to catching a vicious right hook straight to the kisser. Next thing you know, you're flat on your back, Caleb standing over you triumphantly.
On the fake, Williams looking downfield, launching downfield, going for it all! It is caught! Bears win it!
I don't know if that was his rumble in the jungle moment, but many Bears fans are hailing it as the greatest regular season moment in their lives. Bears offense didn't put up a lot of points.
As we are back now here from the break, so you did see the Chicago Bears did win their last game. DJ Moore caught in the end zone. In overtime, the Bears and Packers took it to overtime, and Caleb Williams did the little Iceman celebration after he threw that pass. And I believe in his press conference last week, he did say he could make any throw. And yeah, it's just things about Caleb Williams that, you know, are just outstanding to see from him. And yeah, and I just love that Caleb has his confidence in him, and yeah, he's looked outstanding and made some numerous changes, and that's thing you want to see from the NFL players. You want to see them change and things like that. With that, we will take a break here, and we will go down to the thing where Caleb Williams said, "Oh, I can make any throw." We will take a break.
DJ, is that in any way an ill-advised throw from your point of view?
Nah, I can make any throw.
DJ, is that in any way an ill-advised throw from your point of view?
Nah, I can make any throw.
Okay, so he can make any
DJ,
throw. He can make
is that in
any
any way
throw,
an
is
ill-advised
what
throw from your
he's
point of
saying
view?
right now.
Nah, I can make any throw.
He can make
DJ, is that in any way
any throw, guys. Any throw. Now, I think I believe him now. He's throwing the toe tapper throws to DJ Moore, Cole Komet, Alameda Zacchaeus, all of them. Think just great for everyone this year on the Bears. It's just been a great season especially because the Bears, have been in and out of that kind of good, bad, a good era for a while. Um, people used to say, "Oh, the Bears suck." Okay, fair, but look at them now. Look at where they have gone with Ben Johnson. I think that it's great that the Bears would want to, succeed, and you should want to succeed. But this is just an amazing rebuild. Ryan Poles, awesome rebuild. Ben Johnson, bringing him into Chicago, giving him and his family opportunity, which is great. But also, business is getting handled, and I think that's the Bears fans love to see that, and they would love to see more of that too. So yeah, Caleb Williams saying he can make any throw, things like that, and yeah, I'm happy for the Bears, and I would just say bear down and good luck. Also over here with the Niners winning last week, Philip Rivers, um, he was being back from getting off the couch. So Rivers, I'm not gonna lie, I did watch that game, and I think Philip Rivers um, played his best. It looked like he was trying to play his best. But the Niners were just more physical, and the Niners just won that game. More physical and things like that. And, Niners just proved there. Shout out to Robert Saleh, their defensive coordinator. Shout out to the Chicago Bears defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen. Both of them have done great this season. Defensive coordinators. Both defenses have looked good, and I think that's what I'm excited to see this Sunday night. With the Chicago Bears at the San Francisco 49ers at Levi Stadium. I think I'm just very, very, very excited to see this because the Bears defense, great. Great season so far from Nashon Wright. And I feel like I've seen the Niners, so many injuries from them. Bears, their linebackers are out, things like that. So basically, the Bears and Niners have got hurt players on defense this season, and it was a lot. But I think that both these teams, they're kind of like on the edge of their starters, backups, both of them. But it would just be great. Have great defense coordinators. Um, yeah, you have literally Robert Sala, and Dennis Allen here. Both of them are great. They are serving as the DCs right now. Um, but yeah, they are serving as the defensive coordinators. Robert Saleh and Dennis Allen are doing great from a coaching perspective. That's what I see. I think they're doing great and stopping key plays when the opponent teams are on offense. But I'm excited to see what they can be doing. Kyle Shanahan, Ben Johnson. As we know, big rivalry between the Bears and Packers. The Bears lost to the Packers in Week 15, I believe, and the Bears lost to the Packers in Week 14. I'm sorry. Um, Week 14, and at Lambeau Field, and then the Bears host the Packers Week 16. Or was it 15? I'm not really sure. Hold on. One Week 13 through week 15. Um, Bears split with the Packers. Packers split with the Bears. But anyway, it was awesome with that, and I think that both teams have done a great job, just being able to do, um, their jobs and wanting to win the football games, and their key to success on both sides of these teams, Bears and the 49ers. Um, so yeah, that's great and things like that. For sure, for sure. Um, and yeah, I just think that's great. Yeah, both teams have done a outstanding job uh, this week. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at Ben Johnson's press conference. I think it was earlier today. Uh, Ben Johnson had a press conference with the media. Um, And yeah, he had a press conference with the media. And then while we're doing that, after that, we will listen to Kyle Shanahan's press conference just to see what these coaches have. And then after that, we'll listen to Dennis Allen and then Robert Saleh's press conference, the two coordinators there, the DCs. So we will take a break.
There was a bunch of illnesses on the injury report. Is that something that you have to take extra measures against? Or something, I don't know how contagious it is or what.
Yeah, I mean, it's this time of year. I doubt we're the only team dealing with it, and so we're washing our hands. We're being very diligent. Guys have masks on. Do what you can. So whoever's available here on game day, we'll look to win with, and if a guy can't go, then we'll be ready.
On Tuesday, Caleb told us that there were points in the summer where he felt that his relationship with you was, in his words, fragile. When you reflect back on some of the early stages of navigating some of that, what do you see from that time in terms of how you guys were going about things?
Yeah, I would say probably a lot of my closest friends would tell you the same thing. So I think of a guy that was in my wedding. One of my best men was Drew Petzing, who's the coordinator for Arizona. I think he would tell you the first 2 months that we were together at Boston College, we didn't say a whole lot to each other, but it's just kind of how it is sometimes. I treat Caleb like I do the rest of the guys. I love all these guys, and comes from a good place. I just want them to become the best player that they can be and grow as men as well. So I think he understands that, and we're at a good spot right now.
The last play of your last game ended the way it did. Do you believe in momentum kind of carrying over from 1 week to the next?
I think it's hard to go from week to week like that necessarily, but I do think within a game that certainly is a part of the game. You feed off of each other, and one play in special teams can piggyback on over to offense or defense, or a turnover can take away, can spiral into points for you on offense. And so I do believe in that within a game. I think it's a little bit more difficult there over the course of each game's its own story. I said that a few times, and so I do think it within a game though.
In terms of quarterback play, can big finish like that do something for Caleb, or give him any sort of boost?
Well, I think he's gotten more comfortable in the offense and what we're asking him to do throughout. Yeah, I don't think he lacks for confidence to start with, and so I don't necessarily think that that's a confidence builder. But I do think the best thing about that was it looked exactly like that in practice, and we've had a few plays like that over the course of the season where what we did in practice has transitioned almost identical to the game. And that's a credit to our coaching staff putting in the plays and seeing it through, and the players kind of bringing it to life like that. I think it's pretty cool when that happens. Hopefully we have a little bit of more of that go on this week.
And we talked to you about Tooney when you guys got him in the summer.
Welcome back here. Welcome back from this. Anyway, we will have after Ben Johnson, we will have Kyle Shanahan, his press conference here. We will go back in a minute here to Kyle Shanahan's press conference. But a couple of things. Ben Johnson sounded so confident. And he said something about washing his hands. So I think guys are like getting sick, like it's extremely ill, but I don't know. But Ben Johnson, he doesn't seem to care if he's down players. He's gonna find a way to make that come back, and he just doesn't care if he cares about his players. They're sick or ill, obviously, but he doesn't care if that's going to affect his game or not. He's going to do everything in his power to make sure it does not affect that in a negative way. So yeah, I think that's great for the Bears that they are down players and they sometimes manage to come back. And I've just seen it, the fourth quarter comebacks. You got you on the edge of the seat. But it's really exciting if you're a Bears fan. It's really exciting to see, things like this, the fourth quarter comebacks. You're like, how are we doing this right now? But things like that can, make the Bears fans happy, and you want your fans happy. You don't want to be on the edge of your seat. Sometimes you do actually, but with that being said, we're gonna go over to Kyle Shanahan's press conference now. We'll take a break.
Kyle, this Bears team has 21 interceptions. When you watch the film, what stands out?
They have guys with really good hands, real good ball skills. They've got a scheme that plays a lot of zone, so they're seeing the quarterback. Anytime that they're off, they make you pay. They don't drop many, not just their secondary, but their linebackers also, and also got a good blitz package that puts quarterbacks in some uncomfortable situations.
What do you know about Ben Johnson as a coach? What about his scheme is similar to yours, and what about his scheme is different?
I think it depends on game to game and stuff, but just philosophy-wise, I think it seems very similar. Ben does, to me, as good of a job as anyone of staying balanced, really makes people play the run, which generates most of their explosives on play action and bootlegs, which is the philosophy of our offense also. People, have preference on different drop-back plays and stuff like that, but also a lot of similarities too, so I think it's very similar schemes.
Have a tendency to come back in a lot of games, no matter how late and how much they're down. How important is it to just remind everybody that you can never be complacent?
It's important. We try to do that every week, but when you face a team that's done it, I think NFL records deal why it's a huge why they're where they're at. So they got lots of players out there on both sides of the ball, and like I've been saying, they got great scheme on both sides too.
Have you had much interaction with Ben Johnson?
No. Yeah, I don't know him very well. A couple guys on our staff have worked with him. I know Sifo and Fleury did in Miami, so they speak real highly of him. Got to talk to him a little bit at the owners' meetings, but that was the first time.
How do you think Luter played in the most recent game? It seemed like
Who's that?
Darrell Luter, like he was targeted a little bit early on, but came out of it in the second half okay.
I thought he's done a real good job. I thought he played really well. I know they got him on those PI calls, and I thought one of them I thought I probably disagreed with one of them. I thought it was pretty good coverage, and I thought he did real well in the run game. He has 2 big runs that got to the corner that if you don't make that tackle, we had a really good run night, but you just did 2 runs get past him. They probably have 2 more carries for about 55 yards, and that changes the whole game. So I thought he was a stud, and very similar how he played versus Jacksonville when he came in.
What's been the offensive surge this month? It seems like you guys are really hitting your stride at this stage in the season.
I don't think anything in particular. I think the guys have been playing decent all year. I think, I think the running game has been a lot better the second half than it was the first half. I think we've done pretty good on third down throughout the year, but I'd say in this last month, I know we've done the best. And when you do that well on third down, it's you get to stay on the field a lot longer. You get to run your whole offense. First and second down becomes a lot stronger. I'd say that's probably the number one thing.
You mentioned the run game's improved. Is it fair to say that the offensive line has improved and there's been a steady correlation there?
I'd say that, but I'd also say I think our receivers have really improved. Our run blocking, I think our tight ends have. I think we get better as coaches understanding what our group does best. And but yeah, with the run game, it always.
Welcome back, everybody. So a thing we wanted to talk about right now. Let me just edit this real quick if I can. I think this is fair to say. Kyle Shanahan has talked to Ben Johnson before at the owners' meeting, but Ben Johnson and the Bears have a similar outcome to the San Francisco 49ers, proving the fact of these last few weeks of the 2025-26 NFL season, that, Bears have a fourth quarter comeback, and so do the 49ers. And both these teams are very physical. Like I said towards the beginning, in the middle of this broadcast, that they're very similar, and I think that it's going to be a close game here, Bears and 49ers, but I am just excited to see both these teams go head-to-head on Sunday Night Football. With this, we will go to Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. We will take a break one last time.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, look, excited about, heading out to, Santa Clara and playing a really good football team. I think they're playing at an extremely high level. You watch the game on Monday night, and they really had the run game going. They had the passing game going. I think, in all facets of their game, they're operating on a high level. So be a huge challenge for us, and yet one we're looking forward to.
Dennis, I know we're 4 days removed from it, but what was the experience of Saturday night like for you, just watching that whole thing unfold in the late stages?
Yeah, look, it was exciting. It was a lot of fun. I think that just speaks to, the type of team that Ben's built here. So much of this game is mental. And I think our guys are a gritty, tough group that not only is physically tough but mentally tough, and they're really not fazed by anything that happens in a game. And I think we always feel like, regardless of where we're at, regardless of what the situation, that we got a chance, and there was a lot of things that had to happen in that game, but our guys, went out and executed when they needed to and made the plays they needed to.
What had to happen in that game was you guys needed to really stiffen inside the red zone a bunch. I know the guys in the locker room were talking about how that was an emphasis all week. what was your overview of the way you guys did when put in a situation that you were preparing for?
Well, look, each and every week there's a path to victory in each and every week, and all three phases have an impact on that, and so this week will be different than last week. Last week, we put a big emphasis on making some red zone stops. Obviously, that'll be a big part of what we have to do this week, but it was good to see when you put the plan in place and the guys understanding the things that we have to do and how we have to win this game, and go in and execute the plan the way we needed to. That was good to see.
With the non
Welcome back, everybody. So a couple of things here. Dennis Allen said that he was very excited Saturday, on Saturday night, to see his players. He was just sitting there on the sideline. He was very excited to see his players succeed and do the things that they needed to do in order to be successful. Um, and he said, got locking a lot of guys up at the line, doing a lot of zone kind of coverage. But I feel like Dennis Allen just sits there. He just wants his players to put the play in motion, do their thing, and have fun out there, and make everybody happy all at one time. And so, I mean, sometimes it can happen, sometimes it can't. But like looking at these circumstances, it's looking like it's happened like quite a lot. And I do give a lot of credit to this Bears team, Bears coaching staff, for all their work and things like that. So yeah, next topic we're gonna go over here. After last week and the 2 weeks ago, Ben Johnson can't stand Matt LaFleur. Um, so Ben Johnson, like, and Matt LaFleur, they will split the 25-26 season. So Bears and Packers are done playing each other this year. So for next year, 26-27 next year. But anyway, that's done. And yeah, Bears split this year because it is hard to beat a team twice. I mean, no offense, but if you're the Jets, then it's really not going to be that hard to beat you, unless you're not physical and you don't have a great outcome against the New York Jets. But not trying to call out the New York Jets, but they have things they can definitely work on for sure. But yeah, that's like any other team. Giants, that's like any other team. Um, Jackson Dart's not where he wants to be. Um, So it's just things like that. All around the NFL can happen to anybody. I feel sorry for those guys, but things happen because things are gonna happen, and yeah. So next year we do have Ben Johnson and Matt LaFleur here. Let's just switch over here.
Different. This is a 2.5-second post-game handshake.
So 2.5-second post-game handshake. Look, you see that Ben Johnson shakes his hand. Okay. These are the Bears at home. The recent game that they just had. Look at this. When the Packers beat the Bears the 2 weeks before, tapped them on the back. I don't think they like each other. Based off what that guy just said. Yeah. But I think Matt LaFleur and Ben Johnson are great head coaches. So is Kyle Shanahan as well. All three of them great head coaches, and things like that. Yeah. We are looking pretty good on time. Yeah, it doesn't really care for each other, but like you're like, yeah. Anyway, we're back here. After they split, they will split this year. Last year they split as well, but last year the Bears should have went 2-0 against them. Due to every time the Bears play the Packers, it always comes down to the last play. I feel like I said, it gets you on the edge of your seat. DJ Moore caught a touchdown this time to win it in overtime when the Bears were home hosting the Packers last weekend, and yeah. And then last time, Caleb Williams threw a pick in the end zone. So it just comes down to these last few plays of the game to decide who will go home with the victory in the NFC North rivalry. But anyway, back to the Bears and 49ers. It will be a great game. We will do a post-game show. Probably not right after the game, but we will do one on Monday. Right after the game on Monday, though. And then we'll predict things for the other teams. But we will sign off. Thank you guys so much.